What's going on, people? Guns blazing, back at it again, and today I got for you some level 40 Yusei farming decks. I got a couple of them for you. Actually, I got like 4. So here's the first one. This one is kind of expensive, but we'll have some cheaper ones later as well. This one uses Jirac Titano along with Cyber Style, and it's very consistent because it has a lot of card draw for consistency, and it has defense draw as well as Spherabola for some protection. And honestly, Jirac Titano just handles all of Yusei's synchro monsters very easily because it cannot be targeted by monster effects, meaning that Archer synchro monster can't banish it, and it's also higher attack than Berserker, so pretty much Yusei has no way to get over it. So basically, I just take enough hits to the point where Cyber Style will summon at least 2 Proto Cybers, so I can tribute out for my Jirac Titano. And then any other hits I can just block with a defense draw or a Spherabola. And then I'll finish him off with a neat little combo. We have Fiend Mega Cyber here because we're only going to have Titano on the board, meaning it's a free special summon, and then you got the basic Vassal Double Union combo. So obviously this deck list is very specific and you can't really replace Titano and defense draw. So I got another one for you. This one is focused on Destiny Hero Plasma and Reinforcements. Now this one's also pretty consistent because Reinforcements pulls the only Plasma from the deck. So as long as you have your Compass, you're good to go. As with any decent farming deck, we have a few slots dedicated to just protecting ourselves. So that's why we have Golden Apples and Spherabola. Now, Apple's a little more flexible here. You can replace it with stuff like Defense Draw, Wall of Disruption, whatever protective back row of your choosing. So the idea behind this is similar. Yusei's only threats are his Berserker's high attack and his Archer's targeted banish effect. So you just go ahead and use your Compass Plasma combo here. Just give him that little sucky. Plasma's going to have high enough attack to clear Berserker, and he can no longer use monster effects because Plasma just locks him down. Just a little correction you have to make here on this farm deck. As you can see, Plasma has 3050 attack right now, meaning that even with triple union, Vassal is not going to hit 10,000. And the reason for this is because the first time I tested this deck, I sucked up a Berserker, and that was enough for the triple union to get it to 10,000. So what you're going to have to do to get 10,000 even when you don't suck up a Berserker is to take out, I'd say, Pot of Benevolence and add in pretty much any card that can boost your Plasma by a little more attack. So that could get Vassal up to that full 10,000. So this one's going to be pretty close to 8,000, but not quite. Yup, it's short 300 points. If I could recommend like anything specific, just take out Pot of Benev and put in literally any equip that boosts your Plasma by a little bit. Okay, I got another one for you. It's also cheap, but you got to pick up this Angel 07 card, which is from a really old pack. This was all back-to-back, by the way. So really, it's the same idea. We're using Angel 07, which locks down his monster's effects, so we can't use them. The sacrifice we're making with this deck, though, is that we need some cards to be able to help Angel 07 battle against Berserker because it has higher attack than it. And we're going to show you how that happens in just a second. But yeah, this is already like 3 different decks. Hopefully you get the idea behind farming Yusei or, making your own farming decks if you can't use these ones for some reason. So yeah, we're using Cyber Style. We're letting enough attacks go through so that we can have 2 Proto Cybers to tribute, just like the first one. Then we sack for our Angel 07. He can no longer use Archer on us, but we still have to worry about Berserker. But that's okay because we have a Curse of Anubis ready in the back pocket. Just attack into the Berserker and it should be fine from there. Now here's another slight correction that I want to make to this deck list. Instead of running Curse of Anubis and Enemy Controller, you should be running either Super Rush or another equip like that Lucky Iron Axe that you see in the deck. Reason is that he has a Scarecrow Trap, meaning you can't reliably attack into his Berserker in defense position. As for why you can't use something like Wall of D or Mirror Wall, it's because if he attacks into you, and he takes battle damage, you lose your effect-only damage bonus from your Vassal. Sorry for the slight inconvenience, but I haven't slept yet, and I don't really have time to go back and redo this. Anyways, this is important. We Photon lead our Cerberus out, and the usual Vassal Secret Pass Double Union into Anti-Magic Arrows. But unfortunately, your boy toggled off once again. My excuse at this point is that I was sleep deprived. You can still kind of see how the farm works, though. But anyways, moving on. I'm taking it back to an old school farming concept. This was back when I think it was Yami Bakura. Not Yami Bakura, Yami Bakura. was released for the first time, and it was really hard to farm them. So I thought instead of trying to like going ham and farming for a full 8,000 points every time, why don't I just utilize Last Gamble's ability to lower myself to 100 life points so that I can get life points on the brink and then burn them down so that I could get victory by effect damage only bonus. And it turns out it wasn't too bad of an idea. Obviously, it doesn't get as much points in a single farm, but if you think about it, your farms are actually so much faster than, you know, taking it to the end game every single time. And here's the thing, if you're like me and you just have a bunch of keys saved up, like I have over 90,000 gate keys and I think over 10,000 blue keys, why don't I just take advantage of that? So instead of, you know, having a 10-minute 8,000 point farm, I could potentially do this farm like 3 times within that time span. So instead of 8,000 in 10 minutes, I'm getting 5,000 points multiplied by 3, 15,000 points worth of packs. Not packs, sorry, I mean drops. But yeah, this specific build, although it's kind of expensive, if you do have the cards, it's gonna be a consistent 5,000 per farm, extremely quick. No more slaving away doing the full combo at the end either. It's really simple. You just gotta keep in mind 2 things. Get your last gamble off so that you have 100 and don't heal after that, so no goblin thieves after the gamble, do it before if you have to, and no draining shields. And also let your burn finish him off on his turn. Because if you don't, you're going to lose your comeback victory bonus. Okay, that farm was kind of a fail because it was only 4,900, but it's usually 5,000 or more. Now here I tweaked it a little and took out both of the goblin thieves because I noticed I really wasn't using them. Most of my damage was coming from lava golem and burning land anyways, and usually they're enough over the few turns that I'm using them. And now since we have 3 card of Sank and 2 cup of aces, it's actually so easy to get ourselves to 5 cards or lower by the end of the farm, so that it's even more consistent that we're going to get over 5,000 points because of cards on the brink or a few cards left bonus. So this one isn't actually 100% guaranteed win rate. You know, you're going to have to be edgy sometimes like I'm doing here. And I managed to luck or dog it out with a cup of ace in this one, but trust me, this deck is consistent enough, at least with, you know, our trap card setup. It's consistent enough to the point that it gets you more drops faster than, you know, just normally farming them with your full 8,000 point farming deck that takes a lot longer to complete one duel than this deck does. And again, I know it's not for everybody because not everybody has access to exactly these cards, and not everybody has the keys to maintain farming like this. But honestly, I'm going to find this very useful because, as I said, I have so much keys just stored up, ready to be used. And I'm thinking of not only farming Yusei using this method, but also any other 5Ds duelists I can farm with it. By the way, all of this is uncut. Like, I'm just winning back to back with this deck consistently, so it should be a testament to, you know, how viable this farming method actually is. Oh, and what's it called? Cloudian Raw also works to farm Yusei apparently, and it's consistent too. It's a decent deck. That's what James Warai is using to farm him. You can also go check out his video if you want, because it is free to play friendly from what I know, that Cloudian farming deck. The reason I don't really use it for myself is because I don't like the fact that you have to pop Golden Ladybug every turn. And, you know, that animation time stacks up. So it's pretty much the opposite of this deck that I'm using, where it's just super fast but not efficient with the keys. Meanwhile, the other decks are more efficient with the keys, but they're less efficient with your time, you know? But yeah, just some food for thought. This just hit me today that what's the point of farming 8,000 points when it takes so long, when, you know, you can just use your keys, save some time, use the keys that you were using anyway, and, you know, save yourself a lot of hassle. But yeah, that's it for today's Yusei farm decks. Use a Titano one if you're a rich Bajo. Use this one if you're a rich and want to save time Bajo. Use Winged Dragon Raw Cloudian if you just want consistency. Use the Plasma one if you want something that's cheap and consistent. I'd say the Plasma one is a lot more consistent than the Angel 07 one. But yeah, that's going to be it for me. Let me know if you need more farm decks on the other 5Ds characters, and if so, which one you want to see next. Guys, have yourselves a good one, and this is Guns Blazing, signing out.